Hello, beautiful souls. Happy Twin Flame Tuesday. I hope you're all doing super well today. So, let's have a look at what the Twin Flame Collective is doing. So, as always, what we're going to be looking at is the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine energies within oneself, which is naturally reflected outside of oneself. And this is what becomes the Twin Flame union as such, between two people. So we're going to be looking at this as both. So it's entirely up to you how you want to view this reading. You can view this as being the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within yourself, or as a way to kind of check in with your twin flame and your connection. So we're going to be looking at heart space, mental space, and physical space for the masculine and feminine. So let's start with the heart space for the divine masculine. We're going to start with the masculine because the masculine collective is leading the feminine collective. I will just put this out there. It might be worth going and having a look back over the last couple of weeks worth of these Twin Flame Tuesday readings if you haven't been following them up until this point, because it creates like a roadmap of the energy, where it's been, what it's currently doing, and where it's heading. So you might find that useful if you haven't seen them already. So we've got lake stillness, so we can see that the divine masculine energy is still very much in the same kind of energy that he has been residing in for the last couple of weeks, where his heart is very open and he's in touch with his emotions. He's not feeling, distraught or concerned or worried about anything. He's just sort of chilling in the energies as they are, is taking things as they come. So let's see what else we've got here. Oh, as always, I'm throwing cards all over the place. I can't shuffle today. Okay. Beautiful. Balsamic moon, a time for healing. Yeah. So within the masculine's heart space, this is where desire resides. This is where the soul resides. This is the emotional center. So, he's in this very still emotional energy. Lake is obviously water, and water speaks to emotion. So we're seeing that he's in this very still, taking care of himself, healing energy. So let's see what else we've got here. Oh, hello. Okay, the Keeper of the Scales, fairness and balance. This is Libra energy. Again, he's healing, right? He's healing, he's establishing and maintaining, finding a way to maintain that balance within his own sense of self. It's very quiet and gentle. He's released the past. We've seen this happening over the last couple of, well, prior really to the last couple of weeks. Over the last few weeks, he's already done all of his purging, and now he's kind of recovering from that, I feel. He's, as I say, he's just kind of taking things as they come. He's not pushing for anything. He's not really even thinking about anything in particular. Obviously, we'll look at mental space in a moment to see what's on his mind consciously. But yeah, he's taking care of himself. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got free will. This is a fire card. Yeah, he's doing his own thing. He is well and truly just sort of plodding along, doing his own thing. So let's see what the feminine's doing within her heart space. Perspective, Milky Way, yeah. Okay, so the feminine, just move these up a bit so we've got enough room. Yeah, the feminine is she's a step behind the masculine at the moment. This is probably the way it's always going to be honest. Because up until the previous energetic phase, which began in December of last year, the feminine collective was leading the masculine collective. Now it's done a little switcheroo. The masculines were always a step behind the feminines in that the feminines were leading the masculines. Now it's the other way around. So where the masculine has already done his work, the feminine's still doing her work. The natural order of things is for one to lead the other. You can't both be in charge at the same time because things just wouldn't work particularly well. Things wouldn't manifest within the physical reality. So we can see that where the masculine is where the feminine is headed, right? This is what I mean by one is leading the other. So the feminine is still gaining some perspective on who she is, where she's at, and what her desires are. Where the masculine hasn't really made any decisions as to what he wants for himself. He's just in surrender, right? He's in surrender to the energy. He's in surrender to himself. He's in surrender to his own timeline. The feminine is still kind of figuring this stuff out within her heart space. She's gaining clarity and perspective on who she is and where she's at. So let's see what else we've got. All right, we've got Leo energy here, new moon in Leo. Confidence is the key to, is your key to success. Yeah, she's really coming into her own. There's been a lot of confusion within the feminine collective over the last 4 or 5 months, which was the entirety of the previous energetic phase. Which was very introspective. Like I say, it was brought about in December with the divine, oh my god, with the the Great Conjunction, is what I'm trying to say. So there was a bit of confusion because it was during this phase that the masculine and feminine collective switched. The masculine just kind of stepped up to the plate. And immediately began to lead by focusing on himself, which is what was required. The feminines struggled a bit because she was so used to leading and being followed that she kind of lost her sense of self for a while. But now she's starting to surrender to this change, and she's surrendering to the masculine in this way and surrendering to herself. So she's gaining a bit more confidence within her heart space to be more authentic and to follow her own voice, her own inner voice. And we're seeing this new moon here as well rather than a full moon, so this is new beginnings. This is a fresh start for the feminines. Yeah, we've got the High Lady of Love and Compassion. Card number 1, new beginnings, reverence, kindness and consideration. she's taking into account her past, her present, and her desires, hence her future. So she's becoming the high lady, right? She's becoming adept at what she's setting her mind to here, or what she's setting her energy to, more to the point, of love and compassion, right? So she's gaining more love and compassion for herself, self-acceptance, acceptance of her past, and hence purge and surrender to her past. There's less clingy type energy going on here. If you've been following these readings week on week, then you'll see where I'm coming from here. You know, over the last couple of weeks, we were seeing the feminine just clinging to the past, and feeling a bit insecure in herself. This is kind of starting to fall away now. It looks like the feminine collective is really doing the work, and she's paying attention to herself and to her path a bit more, instead of pushing for you know, I want union with my masculine, like where is it? You know, there was a lot of impatience going on. Yeah, see, we've got unconditional love, another fire card, right? So we can see here that the masculine and feminine are in energetic alignment here as well, where the masculine's already had this revelation, the feminine's now experiencing it, and because he's had that revelation, he's now fallen into this beautiful, calm self-acceptance, taking things as they come, just healing, just being still, and just sort of enjoying who he is, right? And because of that, he's able to express this free will a lot more so than he has been able to in the past. So definitely, I mean, last week we certainly saw the feminine and masculine moving into energetic alignment, which is necessary for union within the physical reality to come about. So we're seeing more evidence of it here, of this alignment between the two. Beautiful. So let's have a look at the mental space then for the masculine. What's on his mind? What's he consciously aware of? What's he thinking about? Have we got the wrong deck? I think so. Have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. Yeah, so the masculine's he's okay, so the masculine's job is to bring dreams into reality. The feminine's job is to create the dreams in the first place. So the masculine, because he's so used to, you know, it's just the way that the energy is designed, it's the way he's built. He's the problem solver of the two. He's so used to going to the drawing board, knowing what the idea is, and then trying to figure out a way to manifest it within the physical. Again, I'm talking about this energetically, you know, speaking. Because he's built that way, he's I'm trying to articulate what I'm feeling right now. He's so used to going about things in a particular way. This causes a bit, in a human way, you know, this creates worry and concern and stress, really. And he will often go back to the original desire and try and tweak it and change it. This is why, side note, this is why a lot of masculines and feminines, or twin flame partnerships over the last couple of years have moved into separation, because it's not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons why. Again, energetically, the feminine will have an idea, so she'll go to the masculine and say, right, I want this. This needs to come about in the physical, and he will struggle to do that, for a whole multitude of reasons. The feminine and masculine energies have had a lot to learn over the last couple of years. And then he will say to the feminine, again, energetically, he'll say to the feminine, he'll sort of communicate to the feminine, can you change the original desire, because I don't know how to do this. And the feminine's like, no, this is what I want, this is what the desire is, and that's that. And hence there was like a clash in that energy and disconnect. Now a few years have gone by, the masculine and feminine collectives have learned a great deal of things. So now the masculine has faith in the original blueprint, right? The original idea and the original dream. He's not keen to change it. His attitude towards manifesting within the physical reality, which is his role, he's a lot more relaxed about it, and has there's a lot more surrender type energy within his auric field, let's call it, where he's sticking to the original, as I say, blueprint. So when things don't come about within the physical reality, or he's a bit stumped as to what to do next, his attitude now is just to be still and to be patient, and let spirit meet him halfway. He's starting to really understand how this reality works, in terms of his role as the manifester. Beautiful. So let's see what else. Deep cellular healing, physical and emotional healing. Yeah, he's okay. So we've got this a time for healing over here, you know, within his heart space. He's aware of it, right? He's consciously aware of it. He is aware that he needs just some time to chill and be with himself, spend time on himself, build himself back up. I'm feeling like a lot of Leo type, fatherly sort of nurturing energy here, where the masculine is embracing his leadership, right, of the feminine collective. For so long he has been following the feminine, now he's leading the feminine, but it's very gentle, you know. It's not like a dictatorship. It's a very gentle. I'm seeing like the lion, you know, sitting in the sun. I think I said this in the last reading, actually. I'm seeing this lion just sort of chilling in the sun. He's got his feminines around him, and he's silent and calm and really chilled out and relaxed, but he's still in control. He's still maintaining his power, and his leadership. So he's aware that he needs to heal from his own past and his own timeline, and he needs to take a little bit of time to embrace being in charge, basically. Through his own healing, he's aware that he becomes stronger and more capable of leading the feminine collective. So let's see what else. What else is he thinking about? Okay, all right. So we've got here moon cycles. So he's aware as well that there is a time and a place for things. The things move in cycles. There's a time for rest, there's a time for action, there's a time for thinking about stuff and healing, and there's a time for being social. Like, he's really just, there's just so much surrender energy here, which is really lovely to see. That the masculine is just embracing everything that comes his way, whether he deems it to be positive or negative. He's seeing all of it as being constructive. He's just taking things as they come. He's very relaxed. He's not concerned about anything. And he's aware that that everything is cyclical. You know, he's very much residing in the truth that energy has an ebb and a flow, and there's a time and a place for everything. He's just in full surrender and full acceptance. Really beautiful. So let's see where the feminine is then in her mental space. What's the feminine thinking about? What's she focusing on? A new start is coming. New moon. Yeah, so she's feeling very optimistic. This unconditional love that she's harboring for herself, she's thinking, like, what can I do with this energy? Like, there's a fresh start. I mean, I said that a moment ago, didn't I, with this new moon in Leo down here. This is a whole new beginning for her, and she knows it. So let's see what else we've got here. Oh, my tea is going cold. Don't forget your tea, you guys. Yeah, there's a lot of optimism here with the feminine. There is with the masculine too, but he is a lot more chill about it. I feel like the feminine is not in a bad way at all, but the feminine's like ready and raring to go. Okay, so we've got Star Keeper, Cosmic Ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. Right, so the feminine is aware consciously that she is tethered energetically to her masculine, and she's aware that she is the creator. She, as just like the masculine, how the masculine is embracing his role, she's embracing hers. He is embracing his role as the provider and the manifester, and she is embracing her role as the creator. You see this third eye opening here. I mean, I'd say that that's pretty accurate, right? The feminine's third eye is definitely open, where there's this fresh new energy pouring in, this fresh enthusiasm and ambition. She's coming up with all of these new desires and dreams, and she's experiencing lots of revelation as well, about her new role, as a follower now, following the masculine. He's the one paving the way now, not she. Yet she still has a an integral role as that duo, within that partnership. Um, as you know, a follower absolutely, has their purpose, which is just as important as leading. So again, there's a lot of surrender going on here. So well done, feminines, right? Because for the last couple of weeks, we've just been seeing that the feminine's been fighting it, and it's been very uncomfortable for her. Now we're seeing this surrender. Things are feeling a lot more, kind of free and easy. For them both. Right, this is really interesting. Okay, so we've got shadow, scrying mirror, shadow. This is really interesting. I don't know if you guys have seen the Mystical Monday reading, that we did yesterday. Worth a look if you haven't seen that already. It very much revolved around divine feminine energy. I'll say it wasn't supposed to be a reading about feminine or masculine energy, because that's what these readings are for, every Tuesday. However, the spirit was just hardcore talking about the feminine energy, and how, the feminine energy within, has a couple of things to learn, and one of them was, just be aware that there's a bit of shadow around. So if you haven't seen that reading, go and watch it. Especially if you are a divine feminine, and you reside more so within the feminine energy, or you identify as divine feminine energy. I'm talking about energy, not the body. The body can be whatever. It's whether you, feel that you are more masculine or feminine. It's the feeling, it's the emotion, it's the energy I'm talking about. So I believe it was within the present energy in the Mystical Monday reading that, there was all of this. In fact, this is the same, isn't it? Because I seem to remember, there was all this Leo, sunshiny, very positive, ambitious energy, and then Spirit was like, but there's also shadow for the divine feminine, so just be aware of that. So the feminine's aware, it seems, because we're looking at mental space here. She's aware that there's shadow. That shadow is, her karmic past, things that she used to desire but no longer desires. All those desires have kind of morphed and transmuted into something a little bit different. She's consciously aware of this happening within her mindset. This is where she can greatly benefit from the masculine leading right now, because he is settled. He's done his releasing. He's done his purging of the past. He's healing now. He has faith in the dreams and desires, that he has himself, which comes from his own divine feminine energy, right? And also outside of himself comes from his feminine. Whether you're in union, whether you have met in the physical reality, whether you're together or not, it doesn't matter. You are tethered to your twin, and that's that. The fact that he is in full acceptance of the cyclical nature of energy, the feminine can really benefit from that, state, let's say, that mindset. So let's see what's going on for the masculine within his physical space. Ooh, okay. Excellent. Right, we've got DNA karma. This is the Kundalini card. So he is experiencing within his physical space his Kundalini awakening, which is going to kickstart his desire to move forward within the physical reality. If you're interested in learning about Kundalini energy and how to use it, how to manifest with it, then check out my OnlyFans. You'll find the link to my OnlyFans on my Instagram and also within the community Discord. I can't share the link for obvious reasons here on YouTube. So you'll find the link, as I say, on Instagram and in Discord. There's no porn on there, just disclaimer. No nips, no vajayjay is my own personal rule. There's lots of body positive content on there, and we talk about Kundalini energy, sacred sexual energy, and how to use it to manifest your desires within the physical reality, how to gain a greater connection to source energy, and how to be more in tune with yourself, more confident within your vessel. You know, like I say, very body positive content. So go check that out. You know, come join us on OnlyFans. We have live streams, and you know, we explore spirituality within sexuality. So the divine masculine is discovering his sacred sexual energy. I feel like there's less inclination to go and watch porn. There's less drive, I feel, as well, to like just have sex. I feel like this is more, I mean, this is part of the Kundalini awakening, is where you want your sexual activity to be more meaningful. If you're not consciously aware of your Kundalini awakening, that's how it would sort of feel to you. That you don't want promiscuous sex, you don't want sex that doesn't mean anything, you don't want to just like get off and for it to just serve that kind of purpose of just, it's a feeling that's bugging me right now and I can't concentrate, so I'm just going to watch a bit of porn, just get off, you know, and sort of deal with it. There's less inclination towards that kind of activity. Kundalini awakening makes things more, or the desire for things to be more meaningful, and to explore your own sexuality that's deeper than ego. You know, ego is the one that has these sexual preferences of like fetishes or being interested in certain facets of sex. It's that like excitement and drive that comes from ego. Your sacred sexual energy is about connecting to either another person, connecting with yourself, or connecting to source energy. So we're seeing here that the divine masculine collective is experiencing a Kundalini awakening. The feminine collective has already received her Kundalini, like her call towards her Kundalini awakening. That happened like middle of last year, when the feminines were leading the masculines. So she's energetically paved the way for the masculine, like well ahead of time, for the masculine to receive his Kundalini awakening. Both the masculine and the feminine need to have had their Kundalini awakening and activation before true union is possible. True union also, of course, involves sex, but this is not in the egoic sense. It's more in the deep soul love and connection level. So we're seeing that this is now happening for the masculine. So it makes sense to me now, even more so, that he's spending a lot of time with himself, because through him loving himself, he's able to engage in sexual activity with himself and find a more meaningful, find more meaning within it. And it's not including porn or egoic thought. He's finding a way to connect to himself through this activity. So that's pretty much all I can say on that here on YouTube. So like I say, if you want more information about that, and you know, we talk about this kind of stuff very candidly, very bluntly, over on OnlyFans. So come and join us over there if you're interested in learning more about this kind of stuff. So let's see what else is going on in the physical reality then for the masculine. Okay, we've got don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? See this? We've got this third eye activation going on, right? So this we've seen this now for the feminine and for the masculine. Obviously, it makes sense, doesn't it? The masculine and feminine are so much more in alignment than they ever have been, which is really lovely to see. So I feel that this is connected to the Kundalini activation as well. I mean, it is and it isn't. It's both, right? It's through Kundalini activation, we receive the desire to be more authentic and the inclination towards authenticity. So the masculine within his physical reality, you know, the way that he interacts with other people, he's unapologetically being himself. He has this kind of take it or leave it sort of attitude, I feel. He's not hiding who he is. He's just being 100% authentic. He'll meet people. I mean, we saw this a little bit last week, I seem to remember, that the masculine will kind of meet people, and he's really going with the flow right now. So he, you know, however whatever that interaction becomes, whether it becomes like a romantic relationship or a friendship or whatever, as soon as that other person is like, oh, I don't like the way that you do this, or I don't like this within you, he's just like, well, tough shit, that's who I am, like, whatever. Whereas I feel in the past he was less inclined to be so honest about the things that he is, because he was trying to fit in and be accepted. Now he's not bothered about any of that stuff. He's just so settled into the mindset of, I can't miss what's meant for me. If these people who are around me, if they're not in alignment with what I'm doing, I'm not going to shift my alignment to be going along with them. And this is very much a leadership type mindset, isn't it? You know, it's not following the crowd, because if you're following the crowd, then you're a follower. And he knows he's no longer a follower. He knows, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. He knows that he is a leader now. Christ, I'm like super losing my voice. Have some tea and try and fix it. Yeah, so he knows that he is a leader now, and he's really stepping up to the plate with his attitude now towards other people within the physical. It's good to see. It's really good to see that. Okay. let's see what else we have here. I'm not sure what deck I want to use. Yeah, Cosmic Cloud Oracle. Let's try this. All right, we've got two cards here. So we've got Flow, which is a water card. So I said this a minute ago, right? He is in flow. I literally just said that. He is in flow. And then we've got Ritual, which is an earth card. So he is making this mindset truly a part of himself, going with the flow and making it like a positive habit to always be himself, to not apologize for it, and to stay in flow with himself and with spirit. So let's see what the feminine, what's going on with her then in the physical space. Okay, she's actively manifesting. But I do get the feeling that she's not sure what she's manifesting, but she's just like, with this new start is coming, you know, I said this a minute ago, she's like ready and raring to go. So she's already doing little bits and pieces within the physical. Perhaps she's interested in certain creative endeavors. She started to buy stuff, like, so that she can start indulging in these activities. So maybe she's really into like drawing, or she's really into painting, or creating music, you know. She hasn't been indulging in these activities for a little while because she's been within, and there's a multitude of reasons as to why she hasn't, but now she has this fresh enthusiasm for things. So she's gone and bought herself a guitar, she's bought herself some paint and a canvas, she's gone and bought a load of pencils and some art paper, right? And so she's making these small efforts within the physical space to bring about the things that she has on her mind. They're not big things. They're not like earth moving things, because she doesn't know what those earth moving things should be just yet. She hasn't figured that out. She hasn't got that far just yet. She will, but she hasn't just yet. That's not the energy that she's residing in. So she is manifesting things within the her physical reality, but they're small things and they're self-serving things, which is great, because she's embracing who she is, and you know, what she wants for herself. I'm also having my attention brought to the fact that this feminine is working at her altar. So I think there's or I'm feeling that there's a lot of feminines who are really embracing the witchy woo kind of lifestyle, and they're literally setting up altars for themselves, when they haven't previously, and maybe they just thought very whimsically to themselves, it would be kind of cool if I had like an altar with healing crystals on it, and you know, I burned incense more often, and maybe I have like a little statue of a deity that I admire the traits of, or like a little Buddha statue, or I started collecting feathers and beads and things, and like putting them on my altar and just being like really witchy woo about it. But she's not done it. So I do really feel that there's a lot of feminines out there that are like, do you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to put an altar together, because I feel like that would help me to manifest things a little bit better, and bring the way that I feel more into the physical space. So I feel that there's a lot of that going on at the moment, which is all very healthy behaviour. So let's see what else we got. Interesting, right? As I picked up this deck, the deck I just put down, I caught the top card and it flipped over, and I started to pick it up and put it back, but then I realised it's a card that we need. So this, what I've just talked about is it's very effortless for the feminine to be doing these things. She feels like it's just the right thing to be doing. It's speaking to her emotional center. This card actually is echoing exactly what I just said. That it's helping the feminine to bring how she feels into the physical reality. We've got water, and water is emotion. So thank you, Spirit, for that little bonus card. Okay, so we have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. This is absolutely fantastic to see. The feminine over the last couple of weeks. Again, if you've not been following the Twin Flame Collective, energies and stuff, go and have a look at the previous couple of weeks worth of readings, because you'll find it very useful to see what path has been plotted, and will help to understand better where we're headed. The feminine's been really clinging to the masculine and to the connection. She's been pining after the masculine. She's aware, those feminines who are in separation with their masculine, those feminines have been very aware, like, I've done a lot of work on myself. I'm not a different person, obviously, but I've healed a lot. I've come a really long way, and I'm ready for union now. So where the fuck are you? Get your ass over here now. I'm ready for union. Come on, let's go. And because she's been in that kind of mindset, she's not wrong, right? She has very much done the work, and she is ready for union to a degree. She's not 100% ready for union, because she needs to let go of her masculine in order, ironically enough, she needs to completely let go of him to be ready for union. It's only when she's totally let go of him, in the same way that the masculine's let go of her, right? Nowhere in this reading, within the masculine energy, or in last week's reading, or the reading before that, or even the reading before that, have we seen any evidence that the masculine is thinking about his feminine, or he's pining after union, or he's just concerned with union on any level whatsoever. He's only concentrating on himself. He's ready for union because of that. When we see that the feminine is thinking about her masculine, she's dreaming about him at night, she's basing her future in her mind's eye around being in union, she's not ready. She needs to let go. She needs to do exactly what the masculine's doing. And now when we see this, call back your power, cut the cords, and soul retrieval, finally she's doing it. She's letting him go. And feminines, you're going to be pleasantly surprised, because as soon as you really settle into that energy and become a little bit more aloof, when it comes to the connection, and have the same attitude as the masculine, which is, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Either way, I will be fine, right? When the feminine is truly residing within that energy, that's when union will come about. So this is really great to see that finally the feminines are just letting it the fuck go. And now she's free to concentrate on herself, which is what needs to happen. So let's wrap this up then with the Cosmic Cloud Oracle. Any last messages here? Growth. Got a fire card. Growth. And doesn't that just make sense, right? The feminine is growing with this new mindset. She's growing. The masculine's a step ahead. He's already there. She's following, only a step behind. She's really growing into herself and embracing and surrendering. fucking beautiful. Finally, I'm so relieved. You know, because as a reader, you know, I've been watching the Divine Feminines basically destroying themselves, and now finally they're letting it go, and growing very healthily as a result. So well done, feminines. You know, if these messages resonate with you, give yourself a damn good pat on your back, because you've been working very hard and it's paying off. You know, you're gaining all of this wonderful self-confidence, and love and trust for yourself, which is something that you've really needed for a long time. And because you've been so aware of that need, it's moved you into this pining type insecure state that finally you're shedding it. So well done, seriously well done. So I think we'll leave it there. I will love and leave you guys. So, you know, as always, I hope this reading serves you super well. We'll check in again next Tuesday. And remember that you are loved and you are important and you are valued. And I will see you guys in the next one.